So maybe I should just shut the up once in a while. It was mid. It was a 3-star. Like, in the most 3-star way a 3-star can be a 3-star. Oh my god, I think this is a throuple. Hey, hi, hello, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Alex, and you are here at The PharmD Reads, and today I am back after taking a month off from pretty much everything, Instagram, YouTube, social media, everything, because we moved. So as you can see, we are in the new library. I am not going to be doing a tour today, but that is something that I want to do pretty soon. I have a lot of really good videos coming up, and I'm really excited to be back. But today's video, we're gonna do like a little combination. So I think I'm gonna do a little most recent haul because I have been buying a little bit crazily lately, which, you know, it's fine, whatever. I'm reading. I'm just like blowing through books lately. I don't know what it is, but I'm loving it. I just feel like my life is like really balanced right now, and I'm just kind of like trying to continue riding that wave. Also, happy Mother's Day from me and my mom, Billy Ray Cyrus. Yeah, so we're gonna start with like a most recent haul of what I actually remember that like isn't up on the shelf already. So I got a little pile here, and then I also have, I think, 5 book subscription boxes to unbox with you guys. And just spoiler alert, heads up, this is gonna be the last Afterlight box, special edition romance, because I did cancel it. I just cannot justify the cost of it anymore. I still haven't even thought about picking up any of the ones that I've received to read them, although they do look great on my shelves. I just can't, like, groceries cost so much. Like, I need to eat. You know, like, what? Okay, I don't need that. So that's gonna be the last one of that. And then I think I'm also going to be canceling my YA Fairy Loot and also my Romantasy book Fairy Loot, which is like their newest subscription they're offering. And the reason for that I will talk about later when we get to it. So little haul, little unboxing, and then at the end I think we're gonna do a really quick April wrap up, because I did have another fantastic reading month that I would like to share with you guys. And then, you know, just stick around for like the future videos of, you know, more library content, deco, like a little bookshelf tour perhaps. But if you do want to see some reels that I put together of putting up my shelf, please check out my Instagram. It's at The PharmD Reads. I will leave it linked down below if you'd like to follow me over there. But yeah, I literally held this for like 2 minutes straight. Y'all watch, and then put it down and never drink. First you hydrate and then you caffeinate. I made this off camera, but I do think I'm going to be starting a reading vlog tomorrow, so I will show y'all what it is. But it's literally just a double shot of espresso in the machine and skim milk. And then I found Target has like their brand, like New Day or a Favorite Day or whatever it is, salted caramel cold foam, like in the can that everyone has been using. And it's really, really good. So like I put a little bit on the actual shot to like get the flavor of the salted caramel, and then I put like the milk and the ice, and then put a little bit more cold foam, and then just I like to mix up my cold foam into the drink because I don't like sugar in my coffee, so I use that as like flavor sweetener, whatever. Yeah, oh my gosh, it has been slapping lately. Is it 5:30 on a Sunday and I'm having a double shot espresso iced latte? Me waking up to be at work by 8 a.m. tomorrow is gonna regret this. But anywho, let's get to the little haul. Okay, so I picked up there is a person in my neighborhood that has like a souped up little car and just revs it all the way down. So if you heard that, my bad. But I picked up Every Summer After and The Summer Will Be Different by Carly Fortune, because this one is like the newest one that came out, and apparently, okay, I thought they were part of the series, but they're not. I have Meet Me at the Lake. I've had it forever. I don't know. This was a FOMO. My bestie Allie read this one and absolutely loved it, and then read Meet Me at the Lake and said it wasn't that good. So who knows what these ones will bring. I don't know what these are about. I know they're romances, whatever. Everyone else has been buying these and talking about these, so I also wanted to buy them and talk about them. Will I read them? I don't know. Yo, this. Okay. This is Mistakes We Never Made by Hannah Brown, and it's like I think it's a second chance romance with like a road trip involved, and I just absolutely love this cover. I think it's really pretty. It's giving like Grand Canyon you know, at sunset vibes. I just think it's like a very pretty book for summer, and I think the premise is interesting. It was 30% off at Target, but then I got home and I saw this shit and I absolutely lost it. Hannah Brown, you're gorgeous and I applaud this, but this makes me not want to own this book anymore. When I got home and I saw this, I almost returned it, but I can display it by the front, or the spine is actually also very beautiful. I mean, she's stunning and the confidence is there. It's just kind of a turn off as a person that likes to purchase books that I would like to like display and look at for my own personal enjoyment. I don't want to look at this girl for my own personal enjoyment. Okay, next up, spoiler, one of my upcoming videos is going to be the beginning of a video series in which I talk about and choose, I haven't decided how I'm going to do it yet, but basically I have like a lot of book series that I need to finish, and I have a lot of book series on my shelf that I want to start, or I want to like get into, whatever, okay? And then I went and I still bought more series. Okay, so this is the All Souls trilogy by Deborah Harkness. It's witchy, that's all I know. A lot of people have been telling me for many, many years to read this series, and I really like the covers, and Barnes & Noble had it in this beautiful box set. I have the premium membership, so I think I got 10% off, so I think it was like $48. Like, I would keep these in the box and like put the box this way. I haven't even taken it out of the plastic yet, but I really want to read these. But again, we're going to be doing some series finishing, so I don't know when I'm going to get to this, but I wanted it, so I bought it. What else is new? Okay, I should read what this is about before we talk about it. Hold on. Okay, this is The Silver Blood Promise by James Logan, and this is book 1 of the last Legacy series. I have done no research into how many books this is going to be or whatever, but it's the beginning to a new fantasy, and I think I saw this on Booked by Brittany, but I just really, really, really like this cover. And if this is the book that I think she was talking about, she also said that like this type of cover really drew her, and I agree. So this is about a kid that's a dropout from an academy that basically just spends like his whole day drinking and gambling and whatever, and like not really caring about his republic or his people or himself. But then his estranged father is murdered, and he like takes it upon himself to figure out what happened. And I think that's kind of where we get into our setting. It smells divine. It's a really nice floppy paperback, and again, I have a lot of other series that I want to finish or get into that I've already purchased, and then I go ahead and I buy another beginning to another series. But you know, c'est la vie. I'm here for a good time, not a long time, and I really, really, really want to read this, so you might be seeing me read this sooner than you think. Okay. That was a buy one, get one half off. This was also a buy one, get one half off, and I didn't take off any of the stickers yet. This is Murder Your Employer by Rupert Holmes. I have had this on my TBR for quite some time. I have the audiobook saved on my Everand subscription, and I think Katie said that she listened to this and it was bomb. So I do also have the audiobook, but I have never read along with an audiobook. We'll see, but this is like a very whodunit mystery, and that's all I really know. I like to go in as blind as possible, but I just really, regardless of if I read this physically or I listen to it, I just think the cover is really, really beautiful. Again, another nice smelling, good font. Ugh. God, I just love books so much. Okay, so that was this one. This was the other buy one, get one half off. This is Someone You Can Build a Nest In by John Wiswell, and I, again, barely know anything about it. It's very like fever dream reading the synopsis. It's following a shapeshifter that is going on some sort of quest involving some other crazy creatures, and this is 1000% a cover buy. I do really, really, really want to read this. I think it's gonna be really good, and I think it's got illustrations maybe, or something looks darker in here, but I could be imagining it. Hold on. Oh, okay, so like the parts are broken up, but even that's really cute. The little heart with the skull, like crossbones, that's adorable. That was the haul. Okay, so that was my most recent purchase. I went on a little girls date with my friend Jessica, and that was what I came home with when we went to Barnes & Noble. Okay, let's do the unboxing. Where's my box cutter? I know I still have one up there. Here it is. All right, I think I'm gonna start with book of the month because I do actually for once remember what's in it. So I'm gonna really dangerously open this box cutter and then we're gonna get to it. I'm not gonna I wanna be a spoiler, but I'm not. Okay. What I am gonna say is I actually really do want to read this book that I picked. And also my May pick that hopefully will be coming soon. I also am really excited to read. So I got The Husbands by Holly Gramazio. Ooh, disco ball. Page is just a number. There's a lot of things in life that are just a number, and I agree with that. Okay. I think this is like a sci-fi look at what you would do if your husband, like you could just kind of like trade him in for a different model. Realizing that her attic is creating an infinite supply of husbands, Lauren confronts the question, if swapping lives is as easy as changing a light bulb, how do you know you've taken the right path? Okay, I think that is such a fun premise. I think this pale pink cover with these block letters, it's all good. It's all working for me. So I am actually very much looking forward to reading this. And also my May pick, which you'll see when it gets here in the next unboxing, I'm sure. Throw that to the side. Okay, let's do Afterlife because this is gonna be the last one that you see from me. Sorry, my bank account can't handle it anymore. Also, it was an act of God to get this because it shipped to the old apartment and it like rejected at the mailroom letting them in because I had moved out the day before. And then it was such a hassle to try to get FedEx to bring it to me. And the person that I talked to at the actual FedEx office after a day of work was super rude and it just made me really mad. So whatever. Okay, so this was April and it is The Prospects by KT Hoffman. Oh, I think it's gonna be gay. We love to see it. Oh wait, it is. And there's a dog. They're cute. Okay, gay baseball sports romance. This is reminding me of A League of Their Own. I actually kind of really like this cover. Hold on. Oh, how cute. The Prospects by KT Hoffman. Oh wow, they're going to some sort of base back here. Good for them. I am a baseball fan, so I actually think this is very cute and it will go nicely. So they've been doing a lot of sports romances. So I also have Fangirl Down, which is a golf romance. And then I think I also have, the Cleat Cute. And there's another one, I think. I can't remember, but this will actually look cute. Maybe I'll make like a little like sports special edition spine romance section on the romance section shelf. I'm doing too much at one time right now. I wasn't prepared for this video, even though I thought I was, okay? Yeah, this is very cute. I maybe will read it someday. Who could be too sure? I don't know, they're kind of, what a size difference. Oh, okay. That could be hot. I do not regret canceling this. I think that was the right choice for me and my bank account. And although it may shock and awe you every time I say this, when I show up with like 15 books that I bought spur of the moment, I do really truly want to start being more considerate about what I'm purchasing. I'm also looking at books on Pango more often to kind of like reuse, recycle if I'm gonna be purchasing books. So yeah, I don't regret having this in my hands. The subscription was nice while it lasted, but it's time to move on to greener pastures, aka money, saving it. So that's that one. See, now I put these all out of order. You know what? Let's start down here. So this is a Fairy Loot. I don't know. Now I've mixed them all up, so who knows? I know 2 of them are March and then one of them is April. I just picked it up the other day. Swan Lake. Okay. This is the adult box for March. A Feather So Black by Lyra Celine. Discover a hidden gate to the Fae realm and join Fia, a changeling turned spy, in her efforts to bring back a stolen princess who was cursed to turn into a swan by day. Wait, does anyone remember the Swan Princess? Oh no. It was like do you guys know that Berenstein Bears, like the mandala effect? I'm having it right now. It's like the Swan Princess. It's something like that, and I always think it's a Disney movie, but it's not. Editing me is we're gonna talk about this, but this is almost giving me those kind of vibe, and it's the adult box, so maybe it's good spice, good romance. I don't know, we're gonna find out. But again, I also think that I'm only gonna be continuing on with Fairy Loot in the adult box subscription. Colorado's expensive, life is expensive. Ooh, this is pretty. Again, I like to eat. I want to buy more food all the time. Wait, this is very pretty. Is this gonna be sapphic? All right, A Feather So Black. I actually really like this cover. Oh, and it's signed. How fun. No, it's not sapphic. I don't know. Three-way? Who knows? I really like this. These edges I'm pumped about. Okay, great. So this was the adult. You're also gonna be, I have so many plans for so many YouTube videos, and I just hope that I can accomplish all these goals because your girl's tired all the time. Okay, next one. We're moving on. What is this? Tomfoolery. Oh, this is, okay, so this is the YA April. Darker by 4 by June CL Tan. When all hell breaks loose, literally, it is up to our 3 unlikely heroes to save everyone as they rise against destiny itself. Yeah, again, think I'm gonna be canceling this one, so let's enjoy it. Let's appreciate it for what it is. It's done its job. I don't regret. I don't have the time nor the patience. Oh, this one's really, oh my god, this one's really pretty too. Damn. Wow, 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 wee wah. Okay, but check out these sprayed edges real quick, all the way around. Yo, how am I displaying a book this way? Someone tell me. It doesn't matter what this is about. I couldn't possibly tell you when I'll ever read it. The world may never know. Here are some end pages. I feel like this break that I took was really good for my mind, body, and soul, because I feel that, especially when I have been doing these unboxings, I'm like, oh my god, blah, 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 blah. Even if I don't feel that way, and it's like, listen, I'm telling you with honesty now, I moved, and that whole shelf right there is all these special editions that I don't even remember receiving. I don't remember opening. I haven't read. Like, yeah, they look beautiful, but I think I would just, if I total the amount of money I've spent on these books, I think I could have use that money to save up for like a special edition purchase maybe that I really cared about. Like, I'm looking at some Red Rising, like the original trilogy, some special editions of that I'm definitely gonna have to purchase secondhand, so it'll be marked up like crazy. Like, it is what it is. Fine. I could have like taken all the money I spent on these fairy loots just for the clout and like the good unboxings for content and bought something that I actually wanted. So I'm realizing that, and I'm sharing that feeling with you. So there you go. This is the last time I'm getting a YA fairy loot. Cheers. That reminds me, I actually do still need to cancel that. This one of these I know is this one. Okay, so this one, this is what I was talking about before. Hello, Ms. Lady. This is the newest subscription that Fairy Loot offers, which is their romantasy book only, and I got spoiled as to what is in this, and I will be honest with you, I have no interest in reading this book. I also think that the original is better. I don't like what Fairy Loot did to it, and it is Lore of the Wild by Annalise Brana. I don't know. I might read it now that I own it against my will. Again, because I have signed up for the subscription, and that, like, I vehemently, it's nothing against the book or the content or the author. I barely even know what it's about. I just don't have an interest in reading it. Like, it's fine. You don't have to, like, want to read everything that comes out. I don't know. It's actually prettier in person, so that's nice. Okay. Am I crazy? Oh, okay. I'm not crazy. All right. I actually take everything back. I thought that this was the cover, but it is a cover, but it's a reversible cover. It's not that I dislike this. It's just it looks immature compared to, I don't know, like, this looks young on purpose. Okay, so this is the original cover, but with some embellishments, and I actually love this. I think this is great. I prefer this to the other side. And also, we've got some little, like, mushroom sprayed edges, and the naked cover is actually really pretty too. You know, so maybe I should just shut the fuck up once in a while. I think this is very beautiful, so I honestly might display it with the naked cover, but again, I didn't really have any interest in reading this, so, like, will it sit on my shelf forever? Will I read it? I don't know. But this is very beautiful, and now that I have it, I might read it. This is very pretty. I actually might read it now that I see that it has the original cover. I thought it was just the other side. So again, not that there's anything wrong with the other side. You just like what you like. So this is gonna be the March YA, since I did the April YA. So I guess that wasn't the last YA you'll ever seen. Oh wait, no, this is April Adult. Evocation by S.T. Gibson. What do you do when the devil comes knocking? The Occult. Is this finally something for me? Wait, I'm actually excited. I feel like I have seen this book going around. Oh no, this is some good art. Cute. I like that. Let's see what we got. Oh, it's upside down. Whoa. Oh, I love this. Only blood can rewrite blood. Is this vampires? No, it said something about the devil. Oh my god, I think this is a throuple. Fairy loot. When a family curse threatens the life of David, a medium, he will turn to the only person he's ever trusted, his sorcerer ex-boyfriend Reese, which means he will have to open his heart to Moira, Reese's astrologer wife. And it's a little spooky red book. Sign me up. Wow. I love this. This is great. I'm actually really excited to read this one. And yeah, that was the unboxing. I hope it was not as chaotic and offensive as I think it's gonna be, but you know, I just, like I said, this month off has just made me feel strongly that I just want to be totally 150% myself, and that's just the way the cookie crumbles. Okay, hopefully you're still here for part 2 of this video, which is gonna be my April wrap up, and I'm gonna go in chronological order this time, regardless of my dread of putting book covers up during editing. Okay, so the first book that I read in April was Only the Dead by Jack Carr, which is number 6 of the Terminal List series. And I'm gonna be 150% honest, I barely remember what this one was about, but I am pretty sure this one was the bioterrorism one, where the bad guys created this like super virulent strain of like a very disgusting, intense, lethal virus, and were like releasing it all over the place. And one of them was Aurora, which is like 40 minutes like on the other side of Denver for me. So I thought that was really fun. Hopefully I'm remembering. I'm just gonna die laughing at editing me if I have to put some shit up on the screen about how wrong I was. But I think I gave this one 4 stars. Really enjoyable. Looking forward to book 7, which I think is coming out later this year. But yeah, I'm just dad fiction, dad thriller, living my best life. This is no exception, and I really enjoyed this one. This wrap up is gonna be like so ridiculously short. It's not even funny, but I just really have been missing you guys and missing YouTube and posting, so I just really wanted to like shove all of my shit into one video. So that's what we're doing. That's what we're doing. Anywho, the next book that I read was The Rule Book by Sarah Adams, and I listened to this via audiobook. This one is a second chance romance between a sports agent and her ex-boyfriend, who is a tight end, I believe. I already forgot their names. This was okay. I think I gave it 4 stars, but I kind of feel like it was more mid than that. So let's do some investigating on my Goodreads, and then I can also tell you what their names were. My books, please. I did give it 4 stars. Nora and Derek. Okay. I don't know. I'm gonna think about that. So I gave this 4 stars. So this is between Nora and her ex-boyfriend Derek. Again, she's the sports agent, and he is the player on the he's a tight end on the fake football team. I already forgot. I definitely don't remember what it was. But so they end up in like a fake, they get wasted, and spoiler, they get wasted in Vegas like halfway through and get married, and like you miss their first kiss, and like a lot of tension and buildup that I think was necessary to the story. So I'm not really sure why I gave it 4 stars. I feel like I might bump it down to 3. And also Sarah Adams was touting this as like her first open door romance, and while I do agree that it's more open than her previous romances have been, which have definitely been 100% closed door, this was like, someone else said it on YouTube, and I cannot remember who it was, but someone said it was like peeking with the door. I think it might have been Larry Reed's. It was like peeking through the door, and like that's what this felt like. So it was very enjoyable, and I liked the audiobook, although I did not like the female narrator. I did like the male narrator. So I think I might drop this down to a 3 star now that I'm really talking about it and thinking about it. especially when we're talking about my next read, which was Love Theoretically by Ali Hazelwood. And I also listened to this on audio, which I thought the audio was great. So Elsie is the theoretical physicist, and Jack is like her arch nemesis, genius, experimental physicist, and the two of them kind of end up in like a fake dating situation. And I thought that her introduction to him and his family by her fake dating services as a job was a really interesting segue into like how the two of them were interconnected. I give this one 4 stars. So I've been kind of going back to some of the Ali Hazelwood books that I've been skipping. The next one that I have up is Love on the Brain, because I loved Bride so much, and I had taken a break from Ali because I was kind of sick of like all the STEM, like it was just the same formula over and over. And while this one was no different, I do like the addition of like the fake dating app, and I just am kind of enjoying the STEM thing again. I think her next one that's coming out this year is also back to the STEM. So I don't know, I'm kind of like back in my Ali Hazelwood moment in time. So I gave this one 4 stars, and I do still agree with that. I really liked this one. From Now Until the Darkness Claims Us. Okay, so the next book that I read was Kingdom of Ash by SJM. This is the last book in Throne of Glass. Finally got to it, and I don't know what I can say to encompass it. I laughed, I cried, I swooned, I bawled. I loved everything about this. I thought it was, I have goosebumps just thinking about it. I thought it was an incredible ending to the saga, and this solidified my feelings that Throne of Glass is the best SJM series. And I can't believe I'm saying that over Crescent City, because Crescent City, House of Earth and Blood is one of my favorite books of all time, but I think this may be up there in one of my new favorite books of all time. I definitely have to reread the series for sure. I also still haven't read Assassin's Blade, so I definitely need to read that. I just didn't care about her backstory at the time, but now that I'm such a fan of the series and of the characters, I'm definitely more invested in Selena, so I would like to read that at some point. I don't know if I'll read it now that I've finished the rest of the canon, or if I'll just wait until like a reread and then pick one of the like either chronological or romantic ways to reread. But yeah, this slapped. Absolutely breathtaking ending. Loved it. 5 stars to every single book, like no questions asked. So the next book that I read is Edge of Collapse by Kyla Stone, and this is the beginning of a very lengthy series that follows a main character. Again, already forgot her name. Well, now, so this one follows Hannah Sheridan. Okay, so this one, the premise was super interesting, and that's why I got into it. I ended up giving it 3 stars. It was okay, and I honestly don't know if I'm going to continue on with the series. The synopsis was fantastic, though. Okay, so Hannah, whatever her name is, Hannah Sheridan, has been locked up in a cage in a underground, like, cave basement, whatever, by this sadistic, crazy guy that he kidnapped her 5 years ago. She's been living as his prisoner, and one day the power goes out and her cage opens and the door's unlocked, so she's able to escape because of an EMP. And like, that's as far as you get with the EMP knowledge by the end of book 1. I'm gonna let you know right now. I think that the author is really gonna spread out that part of the story, which was kind of what interested me more. I did enjoy that there was multiple POV. You get some of Hannah Sheridan, you get some of what I think is gonna be like the love interest that kind of rescues her a little bit after she escaped, and you also get some of the POV of the guy that abducted her and has been keeping her hostage. So I listened to this on audio again. It was okay. It just like kind of went slow, and then I didn't realize that it was gonna end on such, like, you don't cover a lot of ground. Like, you only cover maybe like a week of time in the whole book, and then book 2 is about what's been going on with Hannah's husband and her son that have been living without her for the last 5 years. So every book, I think, follows like a different storyline, and I just don't know if this book 1 invested me so much. I was kind of thinking that this was going to be like a dad thriller with a female main character, and I just don't know if I have enough time right now to like be in another series, like another dad fiction series, but the main characters are like not someone I'm interested in. I don't know if this is making any sense, but it was fine, whatever. It was mid. It was a 3 star, like in the most 3 star way a 3 star can be a 3 star. So moving on. Okay, I finally got I did not get my hold off Libby. It actually became available on Everand before that ever happened, but I finally got to listen to Lone Wolf by Greg Hurwitz, which is number 9 in the Orphan X series. This is a series that I got a recommendation from Olivia at Olivia Reads a Latte, and it has just been nonstop fun. This one was no different. This one might be my new favorite one in the series. Like every time a new one comes out and I listen to it, it's so good. So this one starts off with him. His mission is finding a little girl's dog. It obviously gets like a lot crazier than that, but I just love that we're weaving in some like family connection for Evan, and he's like kind of really growing in, like his character is growing. So I know I've previously said that dad fiction doesn't have a lot of plot or character development or whatever, but this series really does, and I think that's why I like it so much. So there's not much to say. Like it's literally John Wick, but like listening to it while I'm driving. It's so good. If you want something fun and fast paced, this series is absolutely for you. The next book that I read is Daughter of No Worlds by Carissa Broadbent, and this is book 1 in the War of Lost Hearts trilogy. This follows our main character Tisana and her love interest Max as they find each other, and he is basically training her to be a wielder after she escapes slavery by killing her abductor and slaver. And it goes from there. We'll talk about it again in my next wrap up because I have since then finished book 2. This one was 5 stars. I absolutely loved the beginning to this series, and I thought it was really fast paced. I loved the slow burn, but then like just the friendship that they had through the teaching and like the little cabin in the woods. It was just really fun, and I really enjoyed the Riche character that we get introduced to kind of at the end. The reason I'm not like as excited now is because I have read book 2, and unfortunately book 2 is a slog and I only gave it 3 stars, but Daughter of No Worlds was a 5 star, and I'm definitely gonna be getting to book 3. I actually already have it on Libby via audio, so I think I'm gonna listen to it real quick. Starting and finishing a series for me in less than 2 months is absolutely incredible. I just want everyone to applaud for me because I'm applauding myself. So that's that. Okay. The next book that I read was Just for the Summer by Abby Jimenez, and I'm sure you have seen this on everybody else's reviews and channels and whatnot, but this is the 3rd book in the Part of Your World trilogy. It is Emma and Justin, and the way that they meet is very interesting. So he posts an Am I the Asshole post on Reddit for naming his dog after his fiance's new fiance, who is his ex-roommate, Brad. And our main character, Emma, sees it because it goes viral, and they both have the same curse. So they both, whenever they break up with somebody, that person finds their soulmate in the next relationship that they have. So they concoct this ridiculous and unrealistic kind of agreement that she's gonna relocate herself and her friend to him in Michigan, I think, or Wisconsin. I think it's Michigan. I don't remember. I'm pretty sure it's Michigan, on the lake, and she's a travel nurse, so she's able to facilitate that, and they're gonna fake date. So they're gonna have 4 dates, and then they're gonna break up, and then they're gonna find each other's respective soulmate. There's a lot of other things going on. Justin's mom is going to jail. Emma's mom is horrible, and she's dealing with a lot of issues with that relationship. There is a lot going on in this. I ended up giving this 4 stars. I am gonna stay true to my belief that Yours Truly is the best book in the series. Actually, the best book that Abby Jimenez has put out so far. It's one of my favorite contemporary romances. A lot of people like this one better. I did not, and that is personal preference. I do not like to read about toxic mom relationships. It's not a trigger for me. Like I didn't care. Like I was able to continue reading, but having one of the relationships myself, I was finding myself like screaming at Emma at the page, like, red flag, stop, she doesn't love you, she doesn't love you, she doesn't love you. And it was just, that was hard for me. I don't know that that was like why I knocked it down a star. It just didn't have that 5-star feel for me. I thought that the Reddit meet cute was ridiculous. Like, Emma, you're gonna tell me that you are not a stalwart romantic, but you literally changed your travel nurse assignment to a completely different state to meet a stranger on the internet. Like, that's not that easy. They made it sound very easy, but I don't think travel nursing assignments are quite that easy. I think that part of it was like a little unbelievable for me. So I still really enjoyed it. 4 stars. It's definitely as good as everyone is telling you it is. It just didn't hit that 5-star feeling for me personally. Now yours truly, it did. And also definitely recommend that you actually do read the other books in this series, because the cameos in this were really, really fun, and I did enjoy those quite. The next book that I read was You'd Look Better as a Ghost by Joanna Wallace, and this was 1000% a cover buy. I probably have not included this in like another haul video. This was probably part of whatever this most recent haul was, but this follows our main character Claire, and she is a secret serial killer. Her father dies and she is trying to deal with that grief at a group, starts making friends, but then a little mystery kind of unfolds and she just keeps murdering people as well. I don't know how to describe this. There is also a magical realism feel where she kind of sees her next victims as ghosts, and I don't know if she really sees ghosts or it was like a metaphor for her targeting her like next victims. I don't know. This was kind of fever dreamy, but it's really well written. I actually love the cover. I was watching Jan's video that said that she didn't like the cover, and I love everything about it, TBH. I gave this 4 stars. It was a really quick, fun, fast read. Again, it's kind of hard to describe, but there is murder in it, so you know, it's not super graphic. I wouldn't call this a horror by any means. It's also very funny, which I enjoyed. I actually found myself laughing at some parts. It's a very rooting for the anti-hero moment, so if that's something that interests you, get after it. I personally, this neon green is just... So the next book that I read in April is The Familiar by Leigh Bardugo. I'm pretty sure that I bought this on pub day and then had it done like by Friday of that week. It came out on a Tuesday. This is a very slow-paced and lush and descriptive and historical, romantic, gloomy, not vampire story, which I thought it was based on the name, but it does follow our familiar. I already forgot his name. So he is the familiar of a gentleman, and he has been for many, many years, and he can't be released from his curse. And he ends up kind of training Luisa Cotado, who is kind of like a scullery maid magician. And the two of them have a little whirlwind romance. There's a trial, like a magical trial. It's standalone fantasy. It is very slow paced and it's very historical. It takes place in Spain during the 1800s is like the vibe that it gives me. This was phenomenal. I loved this. I didn't expect it to be so slow paced, which is why I keep bringing it up. Like, this is not like anything Leigh Bardugo has written before. It's fantasy, but it's not as fantasy as you may think. It's more of like a magical realism in a historical fiction book. I gave it 5 stars. I do think one of my gripes is the romance could have been better. I loved those characters. I loved our familiar and I loved Luisa. I can't remember his name. I think it's like Gerard or something. Their romance just was like, it was too quick, and I understand that there had to be some speed to it, you know, to develop that relationship and that storyline because the book is so short. But I could have read a 500-page book about the two of them. So I did give this 5 stars. The cover is slamming. I already have it like displaying this way on my shelves. This was great. This was one of my favorite books that I have read this year, and I definitely can see myself rereading this from year to year, like especially around Halloween. I think fall time, crisp October air, this will slap. That's when you should read this book, and I actually might do that this year. So the next book that I read is How to End a Love Story by Yulin Kwong, and this is a new contemporary romance debut from this author. I listened to it via audiobook, and I ended up giving this 4 stars. It was really, really good and really, really heart-wrenching. So it follows our 2 main characters, Helen Zhang and Grant Shepard, who are connected in one of the worst ways that I can imagine, which is Grant accidentally killed Helen's younger sister in a car accident because she jumped in front of the car. So definitely look up your trigger warnings to that point before you go into this. And then they meet each other again later in life. She is the author of a beloved YA fantasy series that is being turned into a TV show, and he is one of the screenwriters for the show. So they end up kind of meeting each other again in this new life many years after high school, and as you can imagine, they fall for each other. There is, as you can imagine, a lot of family drama involved because Helen comes from a traditional Asian family. Her parents really are never going to forgive this other person, and now that that they become involved in this relationship. It really brings up a lot of trauma and feelings that both Helen and Grant haven't dealt with since high school. A lot of this was like almost unbelievable to think that you could kind of overcome this traumatic thing and then get into a relationship with this person. But I think the author, she really developed the characters in a way, and the plot moved at a pace at which I could believe it at a certain point, and it was really beautiful. I was crying by the end of it. The audiobook was really, really good, so I gave this 4 stars, and I definitely am excited to see more from this author. The next book that I read is The Fury by Alex Michaelides, and this has been on my TBR since I got it from Book of the Month many, many months ago, and I have enjoyed his previous books, and I always read new books from this author because he's my boy. He's from Greece. He was raised there, so I've gotta like give my respect. This one was okay. This one I gave 3 stars. So this follows a group of friends, and the center, you know, the main character is this famous actress. They're all kind of like famous in their own way. They end up at her isolated Greek island that she owns, and there is a murder mystery unraveling. You have a completely unreliable narrator, and although I found the pacing to be better than I thought it was going to be with this one, I figured out, I kind of knew like how it was going to end. It was predictable, but it was really short. I listened to it on audio and like switched back and forth between audio and the physical, and I enjoyed it. It was fine. I gave it 3 stars. I will still always read what this author puts out because he's my boy. It's just a thing. I'm gonna do it. So I'm grouping these next ones together, but I read Done and Dusted and Swift and Saddled by Lila Sage. I'm gonna switch these because that's gonna annoy me. I read each of these consecutively in one sitting a day. So like I read this one in one sitting on Thursday, and then I read this one in one sitting on Friday. I ate these up. They were so good. Look up who they follow, right? This is Rebel Blue Ranch, cowboy romance, interconnected like family, you know the characters that show up between the different books. There is a 3rd one coming out, I think in July. I don't remember, maybe the fall. Very, very excited. I gave each of these 4 stars, and although I have not found a cowboy romance that's giving me 5-star. These ones came very close, and I do prefer this series to Chestnut Springs personally. So far, I haven't even thought about continuing Chestnut Springs, but these ones slapped. Also, I think these covers are just fantastic. I love the direction that romance covers seem to be going, which is like less cartoony and more like, this is cartoony, but I think it's a very artsy, like comic pop type of cartoon design, which I personally think is delightful. Okay, I'm sorry, I'm just rushing. Ugh, can't help it. Okay, the last book that I read in the month of April is Funny Story by Emily Henry, and again, I feel like everyone is reading this, so I don't know how much synopsis is necessary, but this one also had a really interesting premise. So our main characters are Daphne and Miles. Daphne's fiance, Peter, goes on his bachelor party, and his best friend is a female named Petra, and he ends the bachelor party by breaking up with Daphne and saying that he needs to be with Petra. Petra's fiance or boyfriend is Miles. Now Daphne doesn't have anywhere to live, so she calls Miles and she's like, hey, can I live with you? And they fall for each other. It's roommates. A lot of people have been saying, like, so my very good friend Olivia told me to picture Nick from New Girl while I was reading this, and I can definitely see a lot of notes of that character in Miles's character. I loved this. I thought it was great. Emily Henry is not my personal favorite contemporary romance author. I don't think that she has hit her full potential since Beach Read, which was her debut book. I gave that one 5 stars, and I've never given another Emily Henry book 5 stars thereafter. This one I gave 4 stars. While I really enjoyed it, it still just didn't give me that 5-star energy. I did really enjoy that our main character was a children's librarian. I thought the readathon build up and the way that Miles and her bonded over it, because he has all these little connections for her, I thought that was so cute. I just don't get that 5-star energy from her books ever since Beach Read, so I don't know. I really did love this, and I think the spine is so cute. So that was April. Holy cannoli. Again, I'm sorry for how insane I probably have been this entire video, but with that, that is that's it. That's my comeback to YouTube after a month off. Thank you so much if you made it this far. If you did, please leave me a comment down below. Say hi, tell me what you've been reading, and please like this video. It will help the channel out a lot, and subscribe if you want to keep watching. Stick around because I have a lot of really fun videos and ideas brewing up in here that I'm excited to get out to you guys. So with that, have a good whatever, wherever you're at, and I will see you in the next video.